Hi, I'm Mark Palmer, and this is my idea, Sweet Threads, a community clothing company for you and I. See, I'm trying to work out how to tell people how to spell it. Okay, last time I presented, my idea was based around charity-based clothing where 10% of what you paid went towards a charity of your choice. And as most of you probably know, charities don't tend to earn a lot of money. And as this is sort of a business-oriented module, the idea really is to have a successful business. So my idea has changed a lot, and the charity idea has unfortunately gone out of the window. So my new idea is a clothing company with a community twist, and there you go, that's a picture of a community. Oops. So what it is basically is designers and, well, anybody really can submit designs for t-shirts online. The community then votes for their favourites once a month, and then these winning designs are then printed up on t-shirts and sold, and the winners then receive 10% from each t-shirt sold. So it gives them an incentive to, you know, actually create content for the website. A little bit about the costs. The online portion, particularly the website and stuff, is fairly cheap because of, you know, personal skills and stuff, so it wouldn't be too hard to create the actual website. Currently, with the my current hosting, Heart Internet, it would cost around £65 per year for the hosting and the domain names. Ideally, I'd like to have a .co.uk and a .com, just for, you know, ease of use. And the prices of the actual products, wholesale t-shirts currently, just blank t-shirts, cost around £1.50 each for bulk orders, so £150 if you're ordering 100 t-shirts. Ideally looking at t-shirts made by Fruit of the Loom, because they're of a fairly decent quality and obviously they're a well-known brand. Printing in bulk also costs around the same, so for lower bulk or lower numbers, it usually costs, depending on what companies you go to, it's around £3 for, you know, sort of mid-range numbers such as like 25 t-shirts printed. It's around £3 per t-shirt from what I've found so far. Of course, in the future, extra development means that you'd be able to obviously purchase the printers and stuff like that, so you wouldn't have to source from outside companies for printing, and that would hopefully cut down on costs a lot. T-shirts priced between £10 and £15. I'm currently looking more towards £15, purely because once you factor in the costs and the 10% that you give to the designers, then of course you're only making around, or you'd be making around £8–9 per t-shirt. So that would require around 55 t-shirts, I think, to be sold per month to cover the printing of each t-shirt. And of course delivery would, much like Amazon Marketplace and things like that, would be paid for by the customer. Ideally, at the moment, looking just at delivering within the UK, but of course future expansion would then be able to branch out into the rest of the world. You may think that, you know, that this idea has sort of been done before, and it has in a way, but many other sites they allow designs to be submitted, but there's also some form of like snobbery going on, where there's not really any chance of anybody other than a very highly skilled designer winning these competitions and stuff, and so there's not much option for people who are just starting to design, or, you know, people who have come up with one-off designs that they want to sell. There's not much chance for them to be able to earn any profit off it. So everybody is welcome, and I'll explain why in a minute. And also, obviously, t-shirt sizes as well. Anybody is welcome there. The community. Registering an account, fairly simple. Just, you know, put in your email, choose your username, password, off you go. Voting will be monthly, so the previous month's submitted designs will be put up for vote, and then the users with accounts can then vote on that. Winners then will have their submissions featured on the next month on the front page of the website for that month. Submitting designs. Yeah, users will be able to download a template, so if they want, for example, to have a design that goes on the side of the t-shirt or something that goes all the way around the t-shirt, then they can download a template to ensure that the printing is done properly, or they can simply submit an image if they just want, you know, an image on the chest or whatever like that. The submissions will be split into 4 categories, which is the way that it gets around the sort of snobbery of other websites. So simplistic, fancy, fun and formal means that, like, simplistic, it's a lot more open to different people, so more people can submit. And then obviously fancy and formal, it allows the higher level designers to still submit their stuff and be able to contest with each other without excluding the other designers. And that in turn means that 4 designs each month will be created. Just a little quick bit about branding. I tried to sort of get in the logo sort of how it would be people all together, you know, sort of kind of a world peace thing going on there. And yeah, like I said, the tagline "community clothing for you and I," it means it gets the letters U and I in the actual tagline, so it helps people learn how to spell it. Of course, this logo is sort of very much still in development, but that's the rough draft, so to speak. There's a little bit of a preview of the website. Fairly simple. You know, just homepage will sort of have a brief sort of explanation of how the website works, and then below that would be you know, the current designs of the month and so on and so forth. And yeah, thank you for listening. Any questions?
We have a administrative section for OK designs, just in case there's stuff like copyright infringement.
I did think about that. I think one thing that I'd have to put on there is a disclaimer. There are a couple of websites out there which seem to have just completely forgotten about things like that. For example, We Love Fine. That seems to be getting hundreds of submissions and printing hundreds of submissions which are of copyrighted content. So I'm not fully sure about whether user-generated content based on copyrighted sort of characters and stuff like that. I'm not sure how that fares, but I think it would definitely need some form of disclaimer in the first place, and then there probably would be some form of administrative sort of before images get put on for voting, or that could be easily, you know, be led by the community. You know, certain users with, you know, that you know, respected users, so to speak, gain administrative rights and then can OK designs from there.
Also, along the copyright kind of thing, when a designer submits their design, do they keep the copyright for it, or will you take the copyright from them so you can use it?
Ideally, the user would still keep the copyright of the design, because obviously it's most likely going to be designers, you know, starting out, and professional designers who would be using this. And I also had a little bit of an idea that it could be each design obviously would have some sort of a page featuring that design, and that could direct to, you know, the designer's website or Dealing Art Behance, whatever you want. So it's also a sort of a promotion tool for them as well.
Brilliant. Okay. Do you want to pick one up, please?
Yeah, go on then.
Yeah, come on, what do you got joining? Yeah. Well, I've got loads of stay overnight. It's brilliant. Has it got too dark again? You can one at the end of the second time.
Oh, it's really dang it, it's raining. I'm still recording.